Welcome to the Explainer. Listen, today we are going to completely transform the way you use Excel. I'm serious. We're talking about ditching all that endless clicking and unlocking the keyboard shortcuts that will make you look like an absolute wizard in your spreadsheets. So let's just dive right in. So let me ask you something. Are you just tired of all the endless clicking in Excel? You know, that feeling where you're just hunting through menus and ribbons, trying to find that one button? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you there's a much, much faster way? Your keyboard is about to become your best friend. Seriously, that whole sea of clicks, it ends today. Yep, there is a faster way. Keyboard shortcuts. They are your secret weapon for just blazing through your work with speed and efficiency. And that's exactly what we're going to cover. This is your guide to becoming a shortcut master and, honestly, getting a whole lot of your time back. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. We'll start with the essential first steps, the absolute must-knows. Then we'll get into navigating with speed, formatting in a flash, and mastering your data. And to top it all off, we'll finish with some real secrets of the pros. All right, first up, the essential first steps. Think of these as your foundation for speed. These are the commands you're going to use so often they'll become pure muscle memory. I'm talking about the bedrock for everything else we're going to learn. Okay, these right here, these are the can't live without commands. You probably know some of them, but let's lock them in. We've got Control+S to save your work. Do this constantly. Control+C to copy, Control+X to cut, and Control+V to paste. And of course, the one that will save you time and time again, Control+Z to undo. These 5 are non-negotiable. They're your starting lineup. Okay, so you've got the basics down. Now let's talk about navigating with speed. This is where you really start to feel like a pro, where you can finally ditch the mouse and just fly around your worksheet. Now this is a game changer. Forget scrolling with your mouse wheel. Holding Control and pressing an arrow key will jump you to the edge of your current block of data. Got 1,000 rows? Bam, you're at the bottom. It's that fast. And then you've got Control+Home to zap you back to the very first cell, A1, and Control+End to take you to the very last cell with data in it. This is a huge, huge time saver. And it's not just about moving within a sheet. You can navigate your entire workbook. Use Control plus page up or page down to flip between your worksheets, way faster than clicking on the tabs. Now for selecting things, this is brilliant. Instead of that annoying click and drag, just hit Control plus spacebar to select the entire column you're in. And Shift plus spacebar, that selects the entire row. Your selection game is about to get so much better. All right, let's move on to formatting in a flash. You know, making your data look good, making it presentable. But we're going to do it instantly without ever getting lost in those formatting menus. So the basics of text formatting. You probably know these, but they're worth repeating. Control+B for bold, Control+I for italic, Control+U for underline. You can toggle them on and off with the same command. But here's a cool one you might not use as often, Control+5. That gives you a strike-through. It's super handy for things like to-do lists or showing changes in a document. Now, for numbers, you've got some great quick options. Control plus Shift plus $sign gives you the currency format. Control plus Shift plus % gives you percentage. But the one you really, really need to remember is Control+1. Think of this as the master key. It opens up the Format Cells dialog box where you can control absolutely everything. Numbers, alignment, fonts, borders, you name it. It's your one-stop shop for all formatting. Okay, so we know how to get around and make things look good. Now we're getting to the core of it, mastering your data. This is all about the shortcuts that help you with the actual work, from entry all the way to analysis. Just look at how powerful this is. You can build a whole workflow with just a few keystrokes. Need to drop in today's date? That's Control plus semicolon. The current time? Control plus Shift plus semicolon. Got your data ready? Hit Control plus T to instantly turn it into a professional, filterable table. It's amazing. Then you can add a hyperlink with Control plus K, and when you're ready to see what it all means, just hit Alt plus F1. Bam, an instant chart, right there on your sheet. That's taking you from raw data to visualization in seconds. Okay, you've made it this far. Are you ready for the really cool stuff? These are the secrets of the pros. I'm talking about the high-impact moves that are going to make people look over your shoulder and ask, wait, how did you just do that? Okay, if there is one shortcut that feels like actual magic, it's this one, Flash Fill. The shortcut is Control plus E. Here's how it works. Let's say you have a list of full names, and you need a new column with just the first names. All you do is type the first person's first name in the next column. Then go to the cell below it and hit Ctrl+E. Excel literally senses the pattern and fills the entire rest of the column for you. No formulas, no complex functions. It can save you, and I am not exaggerating, hours of tedious work. And finally, let's look at some pro-level management. Need to clean up your view for a presentation? Ctrl+9 will hide the rows you've selected, and Ctrl+0, that's a 0, will hide columns. Super fast. Need to sum up a column of numbers? Just click below it and hit Alt+=. Boom, auto-sum formula inserted. But maybe the most powerful of all is the F4 key. It just repeats your last command. So if you just made a cell bold and red, you can click on any other cell, hit F4, and it does the exact same thing. It is an unbelievable productivity hack. So there you have it. You've learned the shortcuts. We've taken you all the way from the foundational apprentice moves to the high-impact master techniques. You now have the keyboard skills to completely change how you work in Excel. So the only real question left is, with all this newfound speed, what are you going to build?